down like that. Are we getting any pain there at all? Down in here? Down here? Uh-huh. Anything there?
Scale of 1 to 10, it's 3.
Okay, so just a little bit. And then how about when we come down this way? And how about here?
No.
Okay, let me check some range of motion here. So what happens is the vertebrae actually have to move from side to side as I'm bending it here. And I can already start feeling some of the problems. Do you get headaches very often?
Yes.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking is because of this one right up in here. And when I bend you here, you feel these vertebrae moving to the side here. And then when I bend here, it doesn't move very well. It wants to lock up. This right here a lot of times will cause headaches. And then down here. So how about when I stretch on the shoulder here or on this one? Any pain with that at all? No? Okay. And just bring your arms straight up this way. Just resist. Don't let me push them down. So push, push, push. Good. And then push down for me. Good. And then push out this way. Good. And then in this way. Perfect. Any pain with that? Okay. Go ahead and stand up for me. And you turn with your back towards me. Let's see. So we're off just a little bit here. Have you ever noticed this one shoulder's a little lower than this one? So that tells me that you probably have a little bit of a curve this way. It's not bad, but there's a little bit there. So let's put this hand up on this shoulder and the other one up on this shoulder. I'm going to bend you and twist you. Tell me if that's hurting up in here or down in here. Anything there? Is that right in there? That's where you're feeling it?
No, here.
More up here. Did anything go down the leg at all?
No.
Okay, and then how about when we go this way? Not too bad with that. Bend straight forward and let your arms hang down. And are you getting any pain to do that? Like right in through here? Okay. And then does it go down the legs at all?
Yeah.
A little bit with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go face down here. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to just check some leg length here. Okay, so here's where I start seeing some problems with your low back. And what's happening is this leg is a little short compared to this leg. And it's not that the leg is short, it's that if you think about a pivot point here, this leg has rotated like this and pulled up a little bit. That makes it a little bit short, okay? So let's check something else. Keeping this knee straight here, from the hip right here, raise this whole leg as high as you can. Okay, good. Put it down. Now let's do the other leg. Okay, so even though this was coming up a little short, it came up a lot better than this leg. Could you tell that? So that's going to be this joint right up in through here, okay? So let's get started with this. I'm going to come right up in here, right about where all these muscles attach, and we're going to get this one first, okay? So you're going to feel in here a little pop with it. Relax. Good, just like that. One more. Perfect, just like that. Good. Okay, now try this leg again. Okay, good. And now let's do the other one. So already a little bit better. But we're going to do a little bit more here in this lower back, all right? So I'm going to have you roll up on your left side facing me. Just like that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to roll you over towards me. It feels like you're going to fall off of here, but I've got really good control of you, okay? I'm going to pull you out here just a little bit, and then we're going to get this one right. Bring this arm back just a little bit right there. Really relax, little pop. There, perfect. Right in that spot that's been sore, yeah? Over to the other side. Okay, I'm going to bring this leg up. This one, little pop here. Perfect with that. Okay, sit back up for me. Yeah, doesn't that feel good?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's get your neck. This is where we were when we were bending from side to side. It bent really well here, and it stopped here. So I'm going to get this one adjusted for you, okay? And you're going to feel in here a little pop. It's not going to hurt. Let this really relax. There we go. Good. And then one more right down here. Perfect. Yes, good. All right, now let's come back in and check this range of motion. Much better. It's not perfect. It's much better than what it was. Can you feel on this one here how it starts to swing back to this side? And this moves really well. We're about half or 3/4 of the way of where it's supposed to be there. Okay. Now let's go back and recheck the lower back. So back face down. So now we should be even on these legs, and that's right where we are. Good. And raise this leg as high as you can. Perfect. And the other one. Much better. Now we're nice and even on that. Turn and sit up for me. How's it feel? Pretty amazing. Yeah, so you had a few things going on here in your neck, the rotation especially. That's causing some of this upper back and neck pain, and maybe even occasionally some of the numbness down into the fingers. You're not getting a lot of that, but it can cause some of that. In your low back, I think most of it's coming from what we call the sacroiliac joint. So when I look at like the model, so this is you from behind, this joint here and this joint here, I think is what's causing the majority of your problem. So that's like when I have you raise your leg up, it has to move here a little bit. And so the right side was not moving very well compared to the left. So now we adjusted this joint and then these vertebrae right in through here, and now it moves really good. So I think that we're going to be able to give you a lot of help and a lot
How
of
about
improvement.
my hunchback?
Yeah, so we adjusted this right up in through here too. A lot of times what I find is that most patients will kind of start to hunch because the muscles are fairly weak, and then also they're not used to, like supporting in a natural position. The other thing that I find frequently with some of the upper back pain and problems is that so much of our life is down here on a cell phone or on a laptop computer that we're all bent forward like this, and that just causes this to kind of become accustomed to that. Ironically enough is for every inch that you're moving forward here, that puts 10 to 15 extra foot-pounds of pressure between your shoulders. And so that's what, like 5 or 6 extra kilos of weight that it feels there between the shoulders. That's why a lot of times people come in, I come right up here to the neck, work on them, and they're like, oh, you know exactly where the sore spots are. It's because we spend so much time down like this. So what I try to teach my patients is if you're going to do like texting or on your cell phone, bring it up here a little bit where you can get it up higher. Sit down in a chair and kind of put your elbows down. Yeah, I know, right? So that's probably the best. That puts the least amount of pressure on your back. But at least get this up. You see how it changes my head from here to at least here. It's a little bit more normal position. I think our kids nowadays are going to, in 15, 20 years, have a lot of problems because of this stuff right here. And we grew up a little bit with the cell phones and things like that, but not from an early age, and not so much of the games, like online. So that's always something I try to teach the kids and us as adults. So all the things that we're talking about really affects all of this here, and that low back can affect all of this all the way up. Okay? What other questions do you have? Anything? Yeah, so a lot of times,
Straight like that.
yeah, sure. So usually what I do is I'll start out with about 6 visits over the next 2 or 3 weeks, okay? A kind of ideal is 2 or 3 days a week for those first 2 or 3 weeks. At that point, usually we'll see the turn in the road, and usually a huge change in the pain level. We may not be completely done at that point, but most of the time I can have most, if not all, the pain completely gone at that point. And you give me those 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to be feeling more amazing than you felt in a long, long time. And then most of the time with my patients, what I'll do is I'll start stretching the time out a little bit, and then get to where we just see them like once a month. And if you'll do that schedule, I promise you, you're going to be healthier. You're going to feel better. You're going to, sleep better. You're going to sleep better tonight than what you've slept in a long time.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, most all the time my patients.
This is my brother.
Yeah,
He has
oh,
a lot
okay.
of pain.
Yeah, so you need to sleep better too.
Yeah.
I resorted to Facebook, then I never sleep and I got
Yes,
old.
yeah. Yeah, because if you think about our body as kind of like a computer, what we've done is we've kind of reset all the memory there and allowed it to just work, without all these processes running in the background. It won't be fixed perfect in just one visit, but already when we did that range of motion, we can feel a huge difference for you. Yeah. So I'm excited 5 or 6 visits down the road to compare what you've got here today, and especially when you start looking at those leg lengths and how they're coming up on all that. So, awesome.
Am I legs straight now?
Yes, they evened right up. So when I came back and rechecked, they were nice and even because those hips had been put back to where they're supposed to be. Yeah. Now you know what to do. Now you know what to tell others to do.
Yes.
And that's one of the big reasons why I'm here in your country. I've got 25 years of experience. I've been here pretty close to 2 years. And I'm just trying to share what I know with so many of the patients here. Because I have a lot of patients that come in, they don't know what to do. They're like, oh, I saw you somewhere. A blog is a lot of them.
Yes.
And then that's how they kind of get to know. Even some that have been scheduled for surgery, or like low back surgery, do 3 or 4 adjustments, and a lot of times we can save them from the surgery.
Sometimes you cannot walk anymore.
Yeah.
In a wheelchair.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've had several patients that have been in wheelchairs.
Still, I can
and we
still
start
stand and I
working
can
with
still
them.
walk.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to do a little bit of therapy with you, so I'm going to do some muscle stim and some cold packs back here on your back. We'll do that probably. You probably want to see you want to work with your brother first.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll do that. So hang out for just a minute at the bank, and we'll get her brother going first.